Hi Aquarius, and welcome to the Mother Tressa channel. If you are new, do subscribe before you leave. Like, come on and give me a good old thumbs up should the reading resonate. But we do welcome you with open arms. We are here for you and your healing at this time. This is a safe space, so you can go ahead and take off any mask that you have been wearing for the world and the defense mechanisms that you naturally put up, like the fronts that you put up for other people. You don't need that here. We can see through that anyway. At least I can. But welcome, and do know that there was no coincidence in you clicking on this video. We were meant to cross paths, and so I hope you hear all the messages that you are needing to at this time, okay? Coming into it, Aquarius, your energy, the overlying energy right now that you guys are feeling, it's the Star card. This is confirmation from the universe. This is blessings and breakthroughs that you've been hoping and waiting and wishing for that's coming. It is yours to have. It has your energetic signature on it. Some of you guys are feeling extremely inspired at this time. And I don't know why I felt compelled to continue shuffling the cards at this time, but I feel like there's a lot of shuffling going on, a lot of moving of the feet, a lot of ending of cycles to get to something else. You're walking away from things that do not serve you, right? That try to deprive you. You're leaving that state of deprivation and or desperation and despair, right? You're coming out of this, or you're needing to. Some of you guys, you feel like you've been down so long that the good life that God has promised you, you just do not see it on the horizon. But part of that reason is because you're deciding to shield yourself from it, right? From seeing it. So then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You need to understand how the law of attraction works here. The universe can only give you what you are an energetic match for. Like, it can only meet you where your vibration is at. So if you run into a lot of deceitful people, you have to look at that and what ways have you deceived yourself and or deceived other people and or have been cunning and or haven't been straightforward and or have been judgmental of other people. So then you have been judged and judged harshly. Here you're having to look at the way that that works. How you haven't been able to assume the rightful position that you feel that you have. You don't feel supported, or you don't have support in your environment. Maybe you've been like the lone wolf. You've been kind of like trudging along on this journey, and you are extremely tired. So then part of that is understanding that you didn't do your part. You didn't handle your responsibilities here as far as calling in people or realizing those people that maybe were at one point in your environment that were there to help you, that were there to support you, that were there to love you. Here, you didn't see it, so then they left, and now you're really by yourself and you're really feeling that. You're really feeling the effects of that. So if you haven't already been on this journey alone and you don't believe or trust people to come in and help you realize your dream here, then this is what you have done to other people to have them leave you. Where you need more information, you have the 9 of Wands. Jupiter is getting ready to go into Scorpio's house, if it's not already there. And you know, Jupiter tends to bring good luck. It's all about expansion, expanding the things that you have been putting a concentrated effort in. Some of you guys haven't been concentrating though. That's where you're missing out. Where you end up, you have the 2 of Cups. So this is interesting. So the lone wolf finds love at the end of the day. I don't see it happening while we are in the shadow period of Mercury going retrograde, because I feel like now is the time for you again to look at the way that you have been pushing other people out of your life intentionally, right? Shoving people out or closing people off, being very defensive and guarded in your own way, or being very arrogant, if not ignorant, in your own way. If you're trying to get back in touch with somebody from the past, you're revising those people of your past and past romantic relationships to really see who that person is that you may have messed up with, that really was the best suit for you, that was your potential soulmate here. And you can very well be calling that person in with this new moon that we have in Aries, and just waiting and doing the work required, right? Faith without works is dead. Please understand that. And as much as you guys detach very easily in other aspects, I feel like when it comes to matters of the heart, once you feel like you found somebody that you like and it doesn't go well, you have a very hard time of letting go of that, okay? And seeing it from an optimistic approach or outlook. Like, for a reason, my guy. The person that you wanted to be with for the good body, for, you know, just for the looks or just for the smarts, they lacked in other areas. You need somebody that is, I don't want to say perfect, but that just is more well-rounded, that encompasses a lot more of the qualities that you actually need. You've been partnering with people that were maybe too much like you, you know, and so you got into a lot of arguments, butting heads with a lot of people that were just too similar to you and their modalities. You need somebody, if you are like really hard, you know what I'm saying, and you are very career driven, and you know that in partnerships you would be the one to handle the finances, then you need to partner with somebody that has more of those domestic attributes, that allows you to be vulnerable, that can show you also, you know, that being soft is not being weak, okay? Those are not synonymous. Also, if you feel like you're the type of person that like tends to cut people off in conversations, then you need somebody that is naturally going to be a good listener. But also in that trade-off and in that experience, in that relationship, you learn also the importance of listening more than you talk. People tell on themselves. The people that talk the most tend to tell on themselves. They just talk in damn circles and really talk about a lot of nothing. There's really no substance there. Only speak when you have something to add to the conversation. I feel like some of you guys need to also learn that as well. The age of Aquarius, the age of Pisces, the age of Taurus, there are certain attributes that come with that. So you can expect to see certain things manifest out, right, in this physical realm that we bear witness to. You already can expect what is coming, and it's very predictable once you get the hang of it. So maybe some of you guys are learning more about that and learning more about patterns and looking more deeply into them, and signs and synchronicities as well, because you have 2 10s here. That may be important. Learning more about companionship here. Some of you guys have been living a life so detached and trying to be so independent, and you feel the absence of that now, right? You're really lonely. So now you're wanting to invite in companionship and have more intimate, close relationships, at least with one person. You're wanting to be with one person that truly knows you and understands you for who you are. Be careful what you wish for, though. Bottom of the deck, you guys have the Magician and the Ace of Cups. Be careful what you wish for. If you want love, it is coming, and it's coming as soon as Mercury is stationed direct again. Right now is not the good time to really involve yourself in love and loving relationships. I wouldn't even do flings. If you can have discipline, self-discipline, and really just work on things that are going to be more productive. Again, keep working on your business, right? Keep working on your finances. Keep working on your higher education and learning and skills and self-development here. Making sure that you are prepared for this person coming in. Because if you were to get into a relationship right now, it's going to be very short-lived, and we don't need to add to any of the bitterness that we're already seeing here, any of the resentment and or anger that you may potentially have here. You have to drop all of that baggage. You have to really let go and let God at this time. You have to recenter and refocus and reconcentrate. I feel like the people that you've been involving yourself with romantically or otherwise have been distracting you from your life's purpose, which is also here in the 4 of Swords. So you need space. You need to be isolated at this time. You need to see it as a good thing and stop trying to be so out, you know, and involved with the friends and the family members and going to all these other events. It's taking away from your energy right now. You need to conserve right now. You need to be more conservative and all about you and getting your mind right here. Again, because if you do want that companionship, you're tired of being lonely. A house is not a home if there's nobody to come home to. You know what I mean? Then, hey, are you done with that bachelorette lifestyle? Have you really let go of all of these exes, all of these people from the past? Or are you always trying to have a backup plan? You know what I'm saying? What is the intention? Getting really honest about that. Being clear and concise with the things that you are telling people and the things that you are telling yourself. the things that you are feeding yourself, feeding the mind with this Ten of Swords that's crossing the star here. You're not invincible, but you have untapped potential. There's unlimited possibilities for the ways that your life can play out and the great things that you can do. You guys are the humanitarians. Maybe you're looking at friendships at this time, and it's not necessarily relationships that you've had, but friendships that you've had over the years. And seeing the return on that investment that you've been spending in, right? Because it doesn't have to be monetary. It can be just your energy and your presence and the support that you've given to everybody. But are they supporting you when you need it the most? Can you really call on these people and rely on these people when you need it the most? Can you trust these people with the things that you tell them and the visions that you have for your life? Or do you find yourself in situations where these people are taking these business ideas that you've had, that you've shared in confidence, you know, that was supposed to be confidential, and they're going out and then they're prospering with it, and it's like, oh, you know, you're feeling that pain of like, damn, I thought I trusted you. Not Billy. You know, of all people, damn, like you, I feel like you guys are looking at that and those people, and again, the cycle that you guys are coming out of. I feel like some people have burned bridges with you. You can still love them, but it's going to have to come from a distance here. Stop throwing yourself back into the fire. I'm getting the image of the little kid who you can be cooking like on the stove, and they come near the stove and you're like, no, don't touch that, that it's hot, you know, but them being hard-headed, they touch it anyway and then they burn themselves. And you're like, I just told you not to touch it because it was hot. Why didn't you trust me? Why don't you trust yourself here? Why don't you trust your own knowing and your higher guiding system? They were trying to let that alarm go off in your head like, hey, this person's not right for you. This situation's not right for you. You need to back up. You need to see it from a higher perspective. You know, get up here and see it. Bird's eye view, looking down and see it. Bird's eye view. You need to see it from a different vantage point because you're a little too close right now. This person doesn't mean you well. Yeah, you involve yourself into it anyway. And here you go. Some of these wands are you. 9 of these wands and this 10 of wands was your own doing. And how you've sabotaged yourself. Right? So you have nobody to blame but yourself. That's where you need more information. But it's okay. Just forgive yourself. You have nobody to blame but yourself, but don't be so hypercritical when you look at the things and the mistakes that you've made as a person, as an individual, because sometimes, yeah, you just have to go through the fire. That's the only way that you learn. You have to involve yourself in that experience. It's not always just hearing it from the horse's mouth. Like, there are some things that you want to do for yourself just to see if you will have the same outcome. But then it gets to a point with this 10 and these 2 10s where it's like insanity is just doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So if you keep doing the same thing, then it's like, okay, like, yeah, like obviously you don't get the lesson, so you have to keep going through it. But for some of you guys, it's just like, okay, one time is enough. But I feel like you've been holding on to all of these times where you've made mistakes and you're like holding it against yourself when you just have to apply the knowledge, right? You're stronger and wiser because of what you've gone through, what you've put yourself through. And again, sometimes the pain that other people bestow onto you, you get to really see other people's character when they are in situations that they don't agree with, right? How are you treating that person? Like, do you look at them differently? Again, are you being judgmental of that person? And not seeing them for more than just their opinion or their perspective, their belief system. How are you treating people? And a lot of that has to do with the way that you treat yourself, how much respect you have for yourself, how much love you have for yourself, how much you accept who you are and the things about yourself that you may not particularly like, but that make you who you are. But again, if this is love that you want, just be very careful. A lot of you guys you've been going through the ringer and you've had a lot of failed relationships. Again, don't take it to heart. Don't take it too personally. Don't be too hypercritical. But that love is coming in. Just make sure that you are prepared for it. Make sure that you can handle it here. There's power in the tongue. So what are you speaking over your life? What are you speaking over your life, Aquarius? Because that's what's going to come in. That's what's going to manifest for you. So that's what I have coming through for you guys. If this reading resonated, give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, subscribe if you haven't, and book with me should you need it. But if I don't hear from you, Aquarius, when you book, and I don't hear from you in the comment section below, then just please take care of yourself and your soul until you hear from me again, okay? Ciao.